Welcome to Term 1 Week 10 Review Lesson 2 for Living with Tectonic Hazards. Right, for this review lesson, we will be looking at the second objective for the week, which is to answer open-ended questions belonging to the how far do you agree with this statement type. So this is useful for you as a review as well as for those who were absent for the lesson. Now, as mentioned, in class we will very briefly cover the 5 factors that affect the impact of an earthquake, and we will leverage on that to try and obtain our lesson objective number 2, which is to be able to answer open-ended question types. Open-ended question types will occur in your O-level and N-level papers. The marks allocation for O-level will be 8 marks, for N-level will be 6 marks. Now, in the first lesson of the week, we covered these 5 factors that will affect the impact of earthquake damage: population density, level of preparedness, distance from epicenter, time of occurrence, as well as soil type. So these are 5 different factors, and all of them exert different levels of impact on the effect of earthquake damage. Now, how will such sections of your content learning be tested at O levels? When you have different factors that can be compared to, very often it will come out as an open-ended question type. This is the 8-mark question type for the O-level students, and for the N-level students, this is the 6-mark question type. It can be found in every single topic whenever you are given a chance to compare factors. Now, here are 3 samples of such question types that have been found in our past papers as well as in past year O-level papers. So the first one is population density is the most significant factor that affects the impact of earthquakes. How far do you agree with this statement? Explain your answer. So if you look very carefully at the other 2 samples here, the form of the question is the same. It requires you to take a stand as well as support your answer with evidence. Now, contrary to popular belief, the open-ended question type is not something that is very difficult to pass, neither is it something that is impossible to do well in. It has a format that, if you were to follow rather diligently, will allow you to get a decent grade. A pass grade is easy to obtain if you follow the requirements that Cambridge wants. For such question types, you need to have at least 3 to 4 paragraphs to be able to meet the basic minimum requirements for the exam. For paragraph 1, first thing you need to do is take a stand. You must take a stand. You must agree to the statement either to a large or small extent. Following that, you need to explain the given factor. Okay, what is it? And provide a real-world example of this given factor. Following that, in paragraph 2, you will need to identify a contrasting factor, because for the content areas that are tested using such questions, you will definitely have more than 2 factors. So one factor will be chosen by the examiner. You have to give another one factor that is not chosen. That is your contrast factor. You need to explain what this factor is. You need to give a real-world example, and you need to prove that this factor is either more or less important than the given factor, depending on your stand. Paragraph 3 is very similar to paragraph 2. You are required to identify a third factor. A third factor that is not your first contrast factor and not the given factor. Explain what the factor is, give a real-world example of that factor, and once again you have to prove whether this factor is more or less important than the original given factor. So this will either serve to reinforce your stand earlier, that the given factor is the most important, or go against it. For the last paragraph, you need to have your conclusion. You normally start by rephrasing your stand. Example here is, although population density is an important factor that affects the impact of an earthquake, it is a factor that can be mitigated by, and you continue to argue for your points. Okay, argue for your counterpoints logically. You need to show the examiner that you have analyzed it, and because of your analysis, you come to the final conclusion. A logical flow of thought must be presented in this conclusion paragraph. Phrasing like, however, factors like population density and time of occurrence cannot be controlled or mitigated easily. Therefore, now when you use sentences like this, it shows that your thought process is logical, and as a result, the marks will be credited for that. Okay, so I hope this will help you if you're doing your homework now. As a quick review, or if you're doing revision, this will help you clarify how we answer the open-ended 8-mark question. Remember, it requires you to provide at least 3 to 4 paragraphs, and it is not difficult to pass, but don't give up. In the exam situation, this should also be the first type of questions that you answer, because to lose 8 marks because you run out of time is very silly. So once again, I hope the video series helps. If you can, please subscribe to the channel for more updates and be notified. Give the video a thumbs up, and I hope to see you again soon. Goodbye.